over, right? What kinds of questions can you ask? How's their work environment? Is it important? Why are people leaving? How about the physical work environment? I just talked about, giving enough breaks or allowing them to have fair lunch hours and things like that, right? But not only it's forced by the law, labor law, but also it doesn't work very well. Like if you don't give enough break time or lunch time, or make them overwork, right? So how are they doing? Like because like as an HR manager and as a CFO, like you may not get to see like every situation in the company. You don't know every office, you don't know every team, and so you need to do some research, like visit or talk to people, survey something in order to know what kind of situation, right? What other questions can you ask? Physiological needs, right? Are there other needs as well? Like, is the salary enough? Are they able to make their living by receiving the salary monthly? If it's not enough, like if they think that I'm working more than what I receive in return, then eventually, unless you have like some other big motivator, you will be able to leave. Like, say, some people stay although the salary is really low because after you have worked for 5 years, then there's like a big bonus that can compensate for whatever. Or after 5-10 years, then there's like a pension afterwards. Like there are not many companies who give pensions these days, but after you work for 10 years, then when you retire, they give you a pension for a lifetime, things like that. Then that would be a big motivator where you don't have to, you don't feel taken advantage of by receiving a low salary. So maybe something like that, right? So you kind of have to think about whether your employees feel that the compensation is enough for their amount of work, right? What other questions can you ask? Now put yourself in the shoes of the employees. Like if you're working for this particular company, then what would keep you there? How about a good team? Say there are multiple different departments in your company, and the particular team that you're assigned to, there's something going on between, I don't know, I'm giving you a bad example in order to magnify what we need to do, right? Magnify your understanding. But you're a supervisor, and then there are a couple of people, so say in the same team you have about 8 people, and then there are 2 that the supervisor really favors and trusts. And so they discuss everything, and so the decision is made, and then you have to just follow all the time. So you feel like, oh, you're not informed, you are not part of the team. So you don't feel the sense of belonging. You don't have the sense of belonging. And so you don't know, the next morning you show up and you don't know what they're gonna tell you to do, or how you do things, because only they discuss the important things, and you're out here not knowing, you're not included. Okay, so that would actually make people leave, and you can have this kind of company culture. It's not just one department, and if you just let them be like that, then other people learn it from other teams. So there's a culture of a lot of politics within an organization. And so in that organization, people will not feel the sense of belonging, and therefore they might leave, right? So you might want to actually ask people those questions, right? Even through questionnaires or by personal interviews or anonymous interviews, confidential. Or you can have casual conversations hey, can we have a cup of coffee? What's going on in your team? Things like that, right? What other questions can you ask? So maybe there's no rewards, the reason the productivity level drops is because maybe when you are very productive and do more compared to other people, there's no reward. Like, oh, what's the point of me doing this? You know, I'm making the company rich, but they're not recognizing, you know, they don't recognize me for hard work, and therefore, like, I don't have to like exert so much effort. Like, I don't have to do so much, because whether you don't do too well or whether you do well, you're gonna be paid the same, and you're not gonna be recognized no matter what. Okay? In that case, there's a need to you know, kind of develop a reward system, right? That's true. Okay, so I'm just giving you all the possible answers. Now you have some ideas, right? All right. So next time I ask you this case question, you know, like, how to approach. All right. So next theory. Okay, next theory is called McLaurin's achievement motivation. Achievement motivation. All right, so different people have different factors or different things that motivate them. Okay, what motivates you?
Like my goal.
Your goal? Oh, so you want to achieve something.
Right.
Okay, so like if you want to achieve something that you're really self-motivated, like nobody has to tell you.
Yeah, that's kind of personal.
Okay, cool. All right. How about yourself? What motivates you? Your parents? So their recognition. Your parents' recognition? Sometimes? Okay. How about you? What motivates you?
Role model.
Role model. Oh, there's a good role model. Like someone actually demonstrates good leadership characters and perhaps working hard or whatever, or having a good purpose maybe. Maybe she's motivated. Okay. How about you at the back? What motivates you?
When you find a goal, when you have a goal, so you have a motivation to reach the goal.
So the goals. Okay. Great. How about you? What motivates you? Sometimes, you know, parents are motivated by children. You know, if what I do is going to help my child, I'm going to do it. Is that true? Sometimes that can be true, right? So when you look at the chart of this theory, you can see the dominant motivator, and then you can see the characteristics of this person. So say your dominant motivator is achievement. It seems like there are some achievement-oriented people in this classroom, and yes, yeah. So dominant motivator is achievement. And what are the characteristics? Can you please read it?
Characteristics of this person has a strong need to set and accomplish challenging goals. Take a calculated risk to accomplish their goals. Like to receive regular feedback on their progress and achievements. Often like to work alone.
Oh, I see. So achievement oriented, like those people who are motivated by achievement tend to want to work alone rather than as a team, right? And they tend to set like systematic goals. Like, okay, after 3 months, I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna reach this goal. After 3 months, I'm gonna do this, right? Or they want to know, like, oh, how am I doing? How am I doing? You know, tell me. They want the feedback because they want to know how far they have come from the original point because they're goal oriented. Is that true? Cool. And then the next dominant motivator is affiliation. Affiliation. So if you're motivated by affiliation, then what would be your dominant characteristics? What would be your dominant characteristics? Although you just can you read it for us? If you're motivated by affiliation, then what would be your dominant characteristics?
Wants to belong to the group, wants to be liked, and will open to go along with whatever the rest of the group want to do.
Favors
Collaboration over competition.
And the last thing that is not showing on the screen is that doesn't like high risk or uncertainty. So these are people like people. Oh, I want to be liked, popular type. I want everyone to like me. I want to kind of go alone. It doesn't matter, like all kinds of, well, it doesn't matter, but my goals are not as important as being liked by other people, okay? So, I want to work side by side with other people. I want to be surrounded by people and working together. And I don't like high risk or uncertainty. I want things to be kind of set and know exactly what to expect, okay? So are the characteristics of this person. Okay, the last dominant motivator is power. All right, so can you please read it?
Wants to control and influence others, likes to win arguments,
Mm-hmm.
enjoys competition and winning, enjoys status and recognition.
That's right. So wants to control and influence others, and these people okay. So if they're in arguments, say in a company, okay, so we should pick this option or that option, and so people are kind of divided, and they're trying to put their heads together, come up with the best solution. But this person will not yield. Okay, will not yield to voting. Okay, I want to persuade every one of you. I want you to follow my way because I have to win. This is like a competition. Yeah. So these people can be highly motivating in certain situations and can be very good. Other situations when it requires a lot of communication and perhaps compromise, these people are not so good at it. Will continue to do well, but you anticipate some changes in the leadership team. And then that has a potential of increasing the productivity or decreasing the productivity, depending on what kind of team that you have, new team, right? It can affect the company positively or negatively. So as an HR manager, what do you need to think about? Based on the McLaurin's theory. Different things motivate different people. So if you're say a team leader and you have 5 different people in your team, okay? So based on the McLaurin's motivation theory, what is likely to affect your teamwork or how well you do as a team? If they can kind of get along, right? If they don't get along with each other, then although each person might be very excellent, but still as a team you may struggle. Have you seen these highly talented people, very, very talented people, but then when they're in a team, they're oh, you know what? Forget it, I'm not gonna do it. Why did it happen? Because of the relationship. Because not only because of the relationship, but relationship is a big factor. Another factor is, you know what, I just can't work in this kind of style, like doesn't fit me. Like I can't really do well in this kind of setting, like, and the way they do things, like I don't do well. Could be, right? And so then you have to know each person to some degree. Okay, what is this person? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in your group. Person 1, what is this person motivated by? And what are the characteristics of this person? Alright, so a goal-oriented, like goal-setting, achievement-oriented person, then you have to set like reasonable and clear goals for this person. Not just for the person, but as a team, you're like, okay, you know what? Just to let you know, in the next 3 months, these are the things that we're going to achieve. And this is how we're going to do it. You make it very clear. And this person is like, oh, you know what? I think I can do that. And I feel motivated. I want to achieve that goal. So that's going to motivate this person. However, there's another person, like person number 2. She is more affiliation-oriented person. Like she is motivated by a sense of belonging. She wants to be liked. She wants to go along with other people, and she wants, she doesn't want unexpected changes and risks, right? So in that case, you explain exactly what you're gonna do. You know what? Even if you don't do too well, like at least we will be able to achieve this goal. And by the way, while we're doing this as a team, other people will recognize and they will see, they will really like our team. We'll become really popular by doing this. Because people really like it. Then it's likely to motivate this person. How about a power-oriented person? Like person number 3 is power-oriented person. And so therefore, this person wants to be recognized, wants to win the competition. Then how about you make the goals and then say, okay, competition. We are competing against another team. So we need to collaborate and beat the other team with our productivity, and then maybe there's gonna be this kind of award for those people who produce more. Then this person is likely to be motivated, right? So then, as an HR manager, screen changed. As an HR manager, you want to recommend to the CEO that there have been some personnel changes. And so new people came in. I conducted this analysis. They filled out the surveys and I talked with them, qualitative interview. And then, this is the result. So the new leadership team has these elements. And therefore, I recommend that you implement this kind of system to motivate each person in the group. And the team, because there are actually 3 people who are more goal-oriented compared to other people. So as a team, the color is more achievement-oriented, right? Achievement and goal-oriented. And therefore, you should set the goals clearly for them and do this and do that for them. So you give advice to the CEO in that sense by analyzing the team, right? Does it make sense? It'll be very helpful to you if you go to work. If you are a manager or if you work as a team, it should be helpful to you. Okay, so having said that, I have actually passed out the personality test.